Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide. Well, in today's video we are checking out the Supernote update 2.9. Yes, I am aware that it has been out for some time, but since the move and the new studio and all of these things, there's been a huge list of things that actually have accumulated, so I'm now going through them one by one. First was the hardware stuff, which was the most important and pressing. Now we come to the second most important part, which are the updates for the dominant platforms in the e-ink world. And I think that one of the more important updates here and one of the more important platforms is the Supernote. And yeah, watch the video and you'll see why the update 2.9 is yet another extremely important update for the e-ink world and of course for the Supernote. Alright, so let's start with the features, fixes, updates and everything that's been done generally to the Supernote platform, and this applies directly to Supernote A6X and the A5X. I just have A5X here for as an example here. And one of the first things that you will notice is if you swipe down, this icon here has now been changed. So before we had the direct access icon there, which allowed you your LAN connection and your Supernote app connection there. This is now a browse and access feature, right? And you can enter your URL number so that you can have the direct connection to the device. And then what you should be able to do is basically drag and drop and rearrange files of your device on your browser. So that's actually pretty cool. The only thing is that you have to keep the device and the computer, of course, linked to the same network. If you're wondering where did the direct access disappear to, then you go to settings and you will notice that we have a new option added here, which is called My Device. And here the options About and Bluetooth have been moved to My Device. I partially understand why Bluetooth has been moved here, but traditionally on all of the devices, Bluetooth falls under the wireless communication type of settings, and it should be, this in my opinion at least, should be wireless, and this is where you would have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. That is traditional and that is normal on pretty much all of the devices. Finding Bluetooth under My Device, I understand the why it's there, but I'm not 100% sold on this, that it actually makes sense to move Bluetooth there and not into wireless. But yeah, back on point, direct transfer that you had before is now here in My Device, and you can turn it on and off via that switch. Another thing that is new to the latest update is that you remember the quick links here, or quick access that you have. Well, traditionally you could have added like a whole page or a page of a document or a whole document or a notebook. Well, now it is possible to add an entire folder to quick access, which is really cool. How do you do that? Well, you long press on a folder that you want to add to quick access, and in the top menu you will see that we have these arrows here, left and right. So if you tap on the right one, it will expose more options such as lock, unlock, add and remove from the quick access. So if I just tap on add here and it says added, okay, so if I go down here, now I have this one in quick access and I can just access it quickly. Removing it from the quick access is actually, I think you can't do it from here, which is strange. I think that removing quick access items should be possible to do via the long press from the quick access here. Instead, what you need to do is you just need to get to that folder, tap right and then tap remove, and now it has been removed from the quick access. So the functionality is there, but the user interface or the UX functionality, I think, can use a little bit more improvement so that we can have long press and remove, and that would be a more streamlined approach. And there has also been some additions to email login possibilities, but since I don't use email on the Supernote, I can't really show you that. But the things that have been changed is that for Gmail, the authorized login and has been added, and for the Outlook and Hotmail, you now have the entry point for the Outlook and Hotmail. So that is something that has been added. Additionally, while we're here, the time formats for emails, any email that you actually get, has now been unified, which means that the time format on the mailbox list page and the message page, they are now consistent, and that was not the case before. So that's been fixed as well. Additionally, when you're screen mirroring, now there is a laser pointer functionality. So all that you need to do is, while screen mirroring, you need to hold the pen at around 5mm, not touch the screen, but around up to 5mm height from the screen, and the dot should appear in the screen mirroring. So you can use that as a laser presentation kind of functionality. And also, again, while in screen mirroring, when rotating the mirroring page in the browser, it can now fit screens of different sizes. Now, I don't have screens of different sizes to show you that on, but that's what the release notes are saying. So yeah, I'm inclined to believe them. Another area that has seen general improvement is the synchronization status, information, progress, and stability, and all of this stuff. So you no longer have to just kind of wait and wonder what is going on, what is it actually doing. You actually get a far more detailed and more precise overview over this whole thing. So I think that that's a very meaningful and significant update, because that was one of the areas that I didn't like, which was just like a percentage and that's that. And as you can see, it actually works really well, and if you don't want to look at it, you just tap there and it continues doing it. And it also gives you transfer speed, the size is like all of the stuff. It's been really significantly improved, and I really like this change. It might seem small, but on an everyday kind of workflow, this really does make a difference. Now on to the functionalities that we have in the notebooks, and this is where the biggest one has been added now, and this transforms yet again Supernote into an absolutely unbelievably powerful tool. And what am I talking about? Well, it's the ability that you can add a PDF file along with its hyperlinks, preserving all of its hyperlinks functionality, as a template to a notebook. How do you do that? Well, the first thing you gotta do is locate your document that you want to use. So in my case, let's say that I wanted to use my meeting planner. So what I would do is then I would kind of find the version that I want to use, right? So let's say I want to use a dotted single. I would long press, I would copy, and now it's going to ask me, where do you want to copy it to? And I need to copy the PDF that I want to use as a template. I need to copy it into my styles folder, right? So if I just copy it here, there we go, it says copied. As you can see, I've already copied some other ones. So these are my styles, because Supernote, of course, supports custom templates. So now when I go back into Notebook, and let's say I create a new notebook, and let's just name it update. All right, and this functionality works both for standard and real-time recognition notebooks. So yeah, you will soon realize what that means. So let's for now create a standard one. So I'm going to tap on OK. Okay, created a standard notebook, nothing special here. Okay, so if I go into layers, and here's my templates, I tap on a template, and now I go to customization, and here in customization, lo and behold, are my PDF files along the old PNG templates that I have. And here's the MMP single that I've added. Now, while we're here, another functionality that has been added is the ability to actually search through your custom My Styles, because that makes a heck of a lot of sense now that we're going to be using PDF files. You can just go like, okay, so I want to use my MMP, so do a search, and here are the different MMP versions that I have loaded here. I'm interested in the single one, so I'm going to tap, and now you're presented with the option, what do you want to import? You have the option of importing a single page, multiple pages, or in my case, I want to do select all, right? So once that's done, I can apply as a template, and depending on the complexity and of course the number of pages that you have, this process can take a little while. I think that it's reasonably fast. However, in the case of MDO, which has 1,700 and something pages, that process did take several minutes, but it was completed without any problems. And yeah, this is it. Now I have my MMP as a notebook template with all of the hyperlinks preserved, which is absolutely phenomenal, because now you have all of the functionalities and the power of the Supernote notebooks in your hyperlinked PDF file, or in this case, my meeting planner or my daily organizer. What does that mean? Well, that means that you're unlocking something absolutely unbelievably cool and powerful. Because previously, when I was testing this feature, I created two notebooks here, MDO notebook, which is with handwriting recognition as well, and this one as well is handwriting recognition, MMP notebook. So what does that mean? So this is 1,785 page notebook, which is all hyperlinked, which means basically you are getting your so the opening time will take quite some time because it is a bit bigger, but once it does open, oh yeah, I have two finger swipe. Here's my MDO in the form of a notebook, right? And I can just hit the hyperlinks and I can go through hyperlinks here. So let's say today is Friday, so that's July 28th. And I have my daily notes or something like that, and I can just say like, okay, demonstrate links. Okay, so I have my demonstrate links here. So I'm just gonna circle this and I'm gonna create a link to another page in an existing file. So I'm going to go to an existing file, and in this case I'm going to go to MMP note, right, the one we have here, and yeah, I don't want to select a page number, so I'm going to use thumbnails here. I'm going to go like, yeah, actually I want to go to page 2 of my other notebook that is also now being used as a PDF template, which is absolutely fascinating. So what that means is that I can now from mydeepguide tap this one, and it will load up the other notebook that is using MMP as a template underneath it, which is also having all of its hyperlink functionality working here. This is absolutely amazing. And if you have like a couple of documents that you're constantly using, in order to make it easier, it's like a really good idea to just add them to quick access, and then you can, at the swipe of a button, you can return to MDO, for example. So this is my original MDO that I'm using prior to this addition here. So of the functionality. So yeah, my MDO would be here, and if I wanted to return back to MDO, I would just swipe down, and if it's in quick access, I would tap here, I would return to MDO, and that's that. So that functionality is absolutely phenomenal and spectacular, especially when you combine it with the linking functionality that Supernote already has in the notebooks. But don't forget that you also have the text recognition as well, handwriting recognition of the, if you are using it as a handwriting notebook as well. So what does that mean? Well, let's continue here with the tangent of the meeting planner, for example. So if I went into my, what was it called? I guess this one. That's the one that would, yep, that's the one. So if I filled out my meeting planner, and if this one was made to be a handwriting recognition notebook, then after the meeting was done, you can either send this out as a PDF to other people by sharing it, or if you want to use, like, for example, get the notes that were written down, you can do the handwriting recognition and then send that out as a handwriting recognition. So this functionality really opens up Supernote to something absolutely amazingly productive and actually creative in ways that you can integrate it into your workflow. So it's an amazingly powerful tool, and it's just gotten even more amazing. And again, leaving all of the competitors, literally all of the competitors, far in the dust as far as innovation and functionality and real-world usability goes. Because no Books device has this. Remarkable can even dream about it. Quaderno doesn't have it. Lenovo doesn't have it. Amazon Scribe doesn't have it. No device has this. Only the Supernote. So that makes me very excited for the upcoming A4X2 and A5X2. Like, can you imagine all of this functionality on an A4 format? That is a very exciting proposition. While we're at notebooks, another thing that has been modified, changed, or improved is that when you are in left-handed mode and you get into the floater toolbar, it is now expanding and collapsing to the right, as you can see. So it's no longer doing the default behavior. If you're right-handed, it's going to collapse to the left, and if you are in left-handed mode, it's going to expand and collapse towards the right side, which is the expected behavior. So that's now been fixed, which is a nice thing to see. Additionally, it is now possible to change the template for multiple pages, and I believe that is done via the overview. I have not tried it before, but let's see, like this. Yes, so you can multiple select pages and then go to templates and then apply a different type of a template to the selected pages, right? The only thing that I would like to see is an undo option, so that if you would like to undo something like that, that you can actually go back. Because right now, because I've done this on the PDF templated notebook, I've effectively ruined it. So yeah, but let's see what does happen now when I've done that. So what do hyperlinks do? They should theoretically go to these pages, yeah. So you can actually theoretically now customize your templates, PDFs, and things like that, because you can just simply replace the template of a page, but the hyperlinks still remain. They will link you to that page. You just change the background that is being displayed, which actually opens up even more flexibility and options on the Supernote platform. This is just so cool. And finally, when we're talking about the handwriting recognition notebook types, now the handwriting certificate for handwriting, a permanent certificate for handwriting recognition, has been added to the device, to the system. So what that means is that you are no longer required to make that initial Wi-Fi connection to activate the certificate, as it was the case before. You could still do handwriting recognition offline, but you needed that initial connection to activate the certificate before. That is no longer the case. So if you wanted to keep the device fully offline, yep, you definitely have that option now. And one of the final sections that has seen updates are basically virtual keyboards. and the keyboards are now, there's multiple new languages that have been added. So you have the Deutschland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Austria, Switzerland, France, Canada, all have been added as virtual keyboard options. Also, the simplified Chinese and the English and the Japanese layouts have been adjusted. That's what they're saying. And also the increased number of virtual keyboards that you can switch between has been upped to 7 from the original 3. Right, so that is the main thing. And one other thing that was also changed is the handwriting keyboard interface. I don't know what that looks like. Let's try and find an option how to do that. So let's say if I want to rename this, how do I do the handwriting thing? Handwriting. Okay, so this is now how it looks like. So I can just say, this is my notebook, and then, yep, this is my notebook. So, I tapped on the other one, but but that actually works. So let's go all the way here and say, update 2.9 overview. Okay, and it just does it automatically. You tap the one that you want and presto, you are done. So that also works seemingly very, very, very nicely. And on top of all of the stuff that we've talked about here and presented, there's also a not lengthy, but a list of fixes that have been also introduced with the update 2.9.
So yeah, yet again, Supernote knocks it out of the park. And even if the PDFs to templates was a singular thing that they've had in this update, that would have been great, but it's not. It's really mind-boggling how much work goes into each and every update, or most of the updates that the Supernote platform actually receives. And yeah, again, I'm inclined to look at where the Supernote is as functionality goes, as just pure real world usability goes, versus all of the other platforms, and that distance is increasing every time they launch a bigger feature like this, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm incredibly excited. As I've already mentioned, I'm really excited about the prospect of the new products coming from from Supernote, or from Ratta this year, such as the Supernote A4X, their first A4 13.3-inch tablet, which is with all of these functionalities, and also to see how the A5X2 is going to be like, and things like that. I have no doubts that Books is probably gonna go like, hey, here's the thing that we've also implemented, because they have a history of doing that. They look at what other people, including Supernote, are doing, and then they implement a version of that. But the key thing here is a version, because Books has a bad track record at this point regarding their software development and implementation. So when they first implemented links, it was a complete disaster and borderline useless. It has improved a little bit over time, but it's still not really as good as what we have on the Supernote. So I'm predicting that we are going to see some type of PDFs to templates on Books soon, but how that's going to function and if it's going to be as good as on the Supernote remains to be seen. I am skeptical, but sometimes they do get things right software-wise as well, so it remains to be seen. Remarkable, I think, is not in this competition at all. The other ones are simply not there at all. So as far as the functionality goes, we are seeing kind of the Books and the Supernote going head-to-head and doing really good innovations, and Supernote being the one who creates all of the, or most of the, really important innovations for the e-ink world. Books kind of tries to copy that in a somewhat clumsy way, and Remarkable just ignores everything that's happening around them and is doing their thing, which I guess is fine as well. But yeah, Supernote remains the standard that as far as I'm concerned at least, every single other platform on the market today, they need to look up to what Supernote is doing and what Ratta team is doing, because yet again, they just did an absolutely fantastic job here. That's it from me. I hope that you liked the video or that you found it interesting. If you did, please like and subscribe and ding the notification bell in the video below to get notified when new videos come out on mydeepguide. Also, if you do like the work that I do visit the mydeepguide.com/shop, where you can find the MDO and MMD, My Daily Organizer, hyperlinked PDF file that helps you organize all of your needs, professional or personal, and MMD, My Deep Guide Meeting Planner, which is also a hyperlinked PDF file which helps you simplify, centralize, and organize your meeting needs. Check out the links in the description below for the dedicated playlists for each of these products to see if one of them is for you or not. And purchasing of these products directly supports the independence of My Deep Guide. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye.